The town of Ashford is located next to the Wye National Nature Reserve, a famous wilderness in Kent, England, where the green forest stretches to the horizon. On a late summer afternoon, as the sunlight faded behind the leaves, a skinny little fox wandered through the woods in search of some leftover food. Its survival instinct led it to follow a small path covered with dry leaves rustling underfoot. Finally, it discovered an old abandoned house lying silently on the edge of the town, its walls covered in moss. From inside the ruined house, there was still a faint smell of old food, faint but enough to make its stomach rumble. Urged by hunger, the little fox crept through the broken window with trembling, wary steps. The floor was rotten, covered with dust, covered with cobwebs, showing no signs of life or new food. It circled around to the backyard, its eyes darting around, hoping to find something edible. In the damp corner of the yard, it saw an old concrete pit, dark and covered with green moss, looking like an abandoned well. Thinking that there might be mice or small prey underneath, it curiously poked its head down with a mixture of excitement and anxiety. But the slippery edge of the pit covered in moss made it lose its balance. In the blink of an eye, the fox fell straight into the bottom of the deep pit filled with cold water, making a loud splash. The knife-like water immediately soaked into its thin fur, making its body tremble. Its body felt heavy. Every movement was slow and laborious, like dragging a boulder. It tried to jump to the edge of the pit, but the height was too great and the surface was as smooth as glass. Its claws scraped against the concrete, making a miserable screeching sound, then slid down again. The first day passed. It was both hungry and cold, its strength draining away by the hour. It let out a few weak cries, the sound echoing in the cold space, hoping someone would hear. But the abandoned house only had the sound of the wind whistling and the rustling of leaves in response, making it even more desperate. Night fell, the temperature dropped. It huddled in the corner of the hole, shivering to keep a little warmth. On the second day, its legs trembled from exhaustion and hunger. Every time it tried to climb up, its nails slid down the cold, wet wall, leaving useless scratches. The cold water seeped deep into its body, making it shiver. Its breathing became weaker. Its eyes gradually closed, as if it wanted to let go of its predetermined fate. At that moment, from the edge of the hole, there was the sound of light footsteps in the quiet morning. It was Emily Carter, 27 years old, a young girl full of energy, jogging along the deserted road. She often chose this path because it was quiet, the air was fresh, and there were few people passing by. As she passed the house, her sensitive ears heard a soft sound like a kitten crying. Emily stopped curiously, her heart beating fast because she felt something was wrong. She bent down to the concrete hole and was shocked to see a wet baby fox, its eyes filled with despair. Its eyes looked up at her, shining with an urgent plea for help that made her speechless. Emily looked around, realizing that she did not have a phone to call for help or ask for help. A strong thought arose in her heart. If she delayed, this little life would be extinguished. Without hesitation, she decided to save the fox herself, even though she knew it was dangerous. Emily knelt down at the edge of the hole, trying to keep her balance on the slippery surface like ice. She gently bent down, whispering in a warm voice to reassure the fox. The fox crept closer, as if sensing the kindness of the human. When her hand touched the cold fur, it trembled but did not resist or bite back. Emily used both hands to grip its body tightly, using all her strength to pull it up. The wet fur was slippery, causing her hands to almost slip off several times, sweat beading on her forehead. But Emily did not give up. She gritted her teeth, gathering all her remaining strength. Finally, the fox was lifted out of the pit, water splashing like rain. Both of them fell to the ground, panting after the tense and dangerous moment. The fox trembled, its eyes shining with gratitude and trust rarely seen in the wild. Emily hugged it tightly, feeling each weak heartbeat trembling in her chest. Without thinking much, she carried it and ran home just a few streets away, her heart pounding. Her heart was still pounding, adrenaline surging through her veins like never before. When she got home, she placed it on the thick carpet next to the warm red fireplace. Emily used a large towel to dry its wet fur. Each movement was both gentle and urgent. Then she used a hairdryer on low to warm its whole body, each wave of heat spreading. The fox closed its eyes, enjoying the pleasant warmth, its breathing gradually becoming more even. Emily brought out some soft, fragrant cat pâté and placed it in a small bowl in front of it. It ate greedily, each bite seeming to swallow it whole, showing that it had been hungry and thirsty for many days. After eating, it curiously walked around the living room, its wet tail lightly sweeping the wooden floor. Emily watched, smiling with relief when she saw that it had regained its vitality. She decided to let it stay overnight to recover completely and be safer. When it got dark, the fox curled up and slept soundly on the soft blanket that smelled of sunlight. Its even breathing echoed in the quiet room, like a gentle lullaby. Emily also fell asleep, her heart filled with a strange, indescribable feeling of peace. The next morning, when she woke up, she discovered that the fox had disappeared without a trace. She searched everywhere, calling softly, but could not find its shadow. Emily thought it had returned to the wild forest, where it belonged. She was both saddened by the loss of her little friend and relieved that it was free. That evening, while she was preparing dinner, she heard a strange noise at the door. Opening the door, Emily was stunned to see a family of small foxes standing on the porch. The fox she had saved yesterday was standing in the middle, looking healthy, its bright eyes bright. Next to it was an adult fox, probably its mother, and two other small siblings. The whole pack wagged their tails continuously, making chirping sounds of joy, as if to say hello. Emily was moved to understand that this was the most special and sincere thank you. From then on, a warm bond between the girl and the fox family gradually formed, becoming a story that spread throughout Ashford.